Place for some chocolate. Devil dogs. Still need a little something. Maybe just a granola bar. I didn't even know we had these. Chocolate fudge are my favorite. Welcome back to the channel. If that last clip describes pretty accurately what a day in the life is looking like for you right now, you are not alone. Especially right now, here, April 2020, as I film this, we've been on Corona lockdown for a good long time, 4, 5, 6+ weeks for some people, and people are all about the sugar right now and really struggling with those sugar cravings. I want to read to you an Instagram DM I got from an old friend. I always have struggled with craving certain foods, especially sugar. So after Easter, I will try a sugar detox. Do you know of any? And later on, she says to me, I have anxiety. How will I stop all sugar? How long? And will I go backwards if and when I introduce it again? Does that sound familiar? Likely you're interested in the possibility of a sugar detox. You want to stop the cravings, you want to stop feeling so controlled by sugar. You might want to be healthier, and you might even have a weight loss goal. So if you Google sugar detox, you will find hundreds, perhaps even thousands of entries, articles, books, meal plans, powders, pills, potions, shakes. There is nothing you can drink or eat that is going to stop your sugar cravings. There's no pill you can buy, there's no powder, there's no special drink. So let's set that piece aside. I'm bringing out the whiteboard for this part, but honestly, if you can't read it, my handwriting's a little bit chicken scratchy. It's really for me to remember things versus you to read it. So it'll be kind of like a game. If you can read my writing, let me know. So how long would a sugar detox be? Here's the thing, they're very arbitrary. So many different options. The most common options I see out there are 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, and even up to 30 days or longer. What our foods are banned. That is a big part of sugar detox. That's what they're talking about, is a list of banned foods. And those lists vary. Typically, all processed foods are out. So anything you see here, that would not be okay on a sugar detox. Candies, cakes, cookies, pastries, those kinds of things. Yogurts, a lot of yogurts have sugar in them. Instant oatmeals, dairy-free milks, a lot of those, soy milks and almond milks, not all of them. There are unsweetened varieties, but a lot of those have sugar in them. Lots of sauces, jarred and canned salsa, spaghetti sauce, ketchup, all of those kinds of things. Pretty much if it comes in a can or a box, you'd have to read the ingredient list and see. If it is processed, there's a good chance that there is sugar in it. And for most of these detoxes, those would all be a no-no. Nut butters, many of them, not all of them, many of them, and even many protein powders. Now, the one that might be the most surprising to you is that many of these detoxes ban fruit altogether, or they limit it. They might say you can eat certain fruits, like some berries or things. They limit the quantities of fruit. And even some vegetables. There are detoxes that say you can eat these vegetables, but not these vegetables. So that is a kind of a big, broad overview of what a sugar detox might be like. An awareness of which foods you're eating that have added sugars in them. If you're trying to cut those all out and you're reading labels, you will likely learn a whole lot about where added sugars are present in your current diet. An increase in whole, minimally processed foods in your diet. So if you get rid of all of those processed things, you're taking a break from all of those processed foods, where are you going to be getting your nourishment from? Fruits, vegetables, lean protein, and whole grains. Another benefit, it could lead to those outcomes that you desire, the things we talked about at the beginning of this video. A reduction in cravings, overall healthier diet, and weight loss. These are maybes though. They're not definite, and let's talk about why. Reduction in cravings. It's interesting. Some people, if they cut sugar cold turkey, they will stop craving it as much. But for many people, the exact opposite happens. I've seen this a lot. You try and cut something out of your diet and you end up craving it more. It's kind of like if you're told to not think about a pink elephant, right? You're immediately thinking about a pink elephant. And so banning foods from your diet often leads to an increased desire for those foods. What about overall healthier diet? You would assume so, right? It seems likely, but it's not guaranteed. weight loss. Again, it could happen. If your diet is mostly processed food and you take that out and you start eating mostly lean protein and fruits and vegetables, there's a great likelihood you will lose weight, but it's not guaranteed. If you substitute the calories from these kinds of food with things that are still high calorie, you're all of a sudden eating a ton of avocado, you're eating a ton of olive oil, you will still have a number of calories that is not going to allow you to lose weight. In the description, I will put a link to my calorie calculating video so that you can see what your total energy needs should be. One of the biggest drawbacks that I see is, will you even be able to sustain this program? Okay, will you be able to go 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days without sugar? Will you be able to sustain that? Let's say you do sustain that. The big question is, what then? What do you do next? Do you start putting sugar back in? Do you permanently not eat sugar? Does that mean you don't eat cake at your kiddo's birthday party? What happens there? Will you yo-yo back and forth between I'm detoxing, I'm not. I'm detoxing, I'm not. Okay, so that's a very real drawback of such an extreme plan. Cutting such a large amount of foods from your diet is either going to need to be maintained over the long haul through extreme restriction, things like I don't eat sugar on special occasions, or it's going to be likely that you're going to yo-yo on and off of this detox. Another drawback that I see is, though your physical health, your diet might improve, what about your mental health? The idea of detoxing, the idea that there are foods that are bad that need to be removed from your diet, puts this stigma on them. And then when you introduce them back, what does that mean? Does that mean you're eating dirty food? Does that mean you're not clean? Does it mean you're being bad? So what is the effect of demonizing sugar? What effect does that have on your mental health moving forward? That is a big concern. Considering all of those drawbacks, the question in my mind then is there a way to get all of these benefits, reduced cravings, possible weight loss, overall healthier diet, is there a way to get those benefits without being so extreme and racking up all of those drawbacks of a sugar detox? I say yes, there is. So let's talk about what that might look like. These are going to be my not a sugar detox recommendations for you, how you can get those same benefits that you might be able to get with a sugar detox without actually having to ban sugar from your diet. Number one, we're going to work to reduce added sugar in your diet. How do you go about doing that? Become aware. That's the first piece of it. Read those labels. You don't need to be banning sugar from your diet to get really good at reading labels. So pay attention to the labels. Do you know that there's over 40 names for sugar? Barley malt, brown rice syrup, corn syrup, dextrin, dextrose, diastatic malt, ethyl maltol, glucose, glucose solids, maltodextrin, maltose. So many names! And that's not all of them. Get familiar with the names of sugar. Here's the next one. If you remember one thing from this video, this is what I want you to remember. How to reduce sugar in your diet without banning any foods. Set your nutrition up in either an 80-20 or 90-10 ratio. What that means is 80 or 90% of your diet should come from nutrient-dense, minimally processed foods. Lean protein, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, legumes, those kinds of things. The other 10 or 20% can come from whatever you want, including things with added sugar. If you do that, you will have those same benefits of having an increase in the healthy foods, being able to be in a position to lose weight, having a healthier diet. All of those things will be there without the drawbacks of messing up your relationship with food, having this yo-yo dieting cycle going on. My second recommendation for you, if you're looking for weight loss results, you want to control for total calories. So to do that, you need to be eating fewer calories than you are burning. Head to my calorie calculator video. I will walk you through exactly how to set up your nutrition so that you can control for total calories. Next up, we want you to set up your environment to successfully manage your cravings. What this means is, for a time, do not keep in your house things that you really struggle to manage with moderation. So if for you, a trigger food is ice cream, that you overeat ice cream a lot, do not bring it in your home for now. It doesn't mean you can't have it. What it means is you will go out to have ice cream. So you'll go out and buy a single serve. I realize right now, if you're watching this during the 2020 pandemic, you're not going out anywhere and like staying somewhere. But you could still go out and go to a drive-thru and get a single serve of ice cream. Set up times that you will say like, hey, this week I'm going out on X day to get X item, and know that you can have it. You're just not going to keep it there in front of you. It does not make you a stronger person to keep the Pop-Tarts that you crave sitting next to you all day and resist them. It makes you a smarter person to not have them right there. The other piece is the things you do bring into your home. Let's say that you really like these guys, but so does your husband, and he wants them around and you don't want them around. In your home, put them in an out-of-the-way spot in an opaque container. Do not put them in the cupboard that you are constantly opening and shutting. One last strategy for you. I want you to start practicing changing how you speak and how you think about sugar. A couple of important examples for you. Instead of, I can't have this, I can't have that, think and or say, I'm choosing not to have that right now. Choosing not to have some Peeps right now. Do you see the difference there versus I can't have those? I can't have Peeps. If I eat Peeps, I'm not gonna be able to stop. I can't have them. I'm choosing not to have Peeps right now. I think I might have Peeps another day, but right now I'm choosing not to. Very different. Instead of saying, I can't stop. Once I start, I can't stop, or I have no control over myself once I start eating sugar. Instead of saying those things, practice saying, I am becoming a person who is moderate with eating sugar. I am practicing becoming someone who eats sugar moderately. Do you see the really big difference there? You have so much more control in the one. You are actively practicing. I am practicing how to eat devil dogs in moderation. Versus, once I start eating devil dogs, I can't stop. I have no control around them. Very different. So what's the bottom line on sugar and sugar detoxes? A lot of added sugar in your diet is not good for you. Those are not the only two options. Have a lot of added sugar in your diet, do a sugar detox. So this not a sugar detox I have presented to you today is the option I think is best. I think it's best for your mental health. I think it's best for your weight loss goals and for giving you what you need in your diet to have an overall healthy diet. I so hope that this has helped you today. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and come back again for another video. In the meantime, totally having a chocolate Pop-Tart.